The trial of the Pittsburgh synagogue gunman is coming to a close, and in its final hours, the two sides are focused on the central issue of Robert Bowers' mental health and whether he should face the death penalty.
KDKA lead investigator Andy Sheehan has been covering the trial since the beginning.
Robert Bowers has shown no remorse for the synagogue massacre. In fact, he's told others he only wishes he had killed more people. But a defense witness testified that's one reason he should not face the death penalty. As this long trial is winding to a close, Robert Bowers still has no remorse for brutally murdering 11 innocent and defenseless worshipers, believing he is a saint and a martyr who did the work of God by killing Jews whom he believed were possessed by Satan. Quote, he has no remorse and is unable to express remorse because the delusions are still there, that he is saving lives, that he is living the life of a saint or a martyr, and what he did wasn't wrong. That was the testimony today of defense psychiatrist Dr. George Corvin, who said Bowers acted out of bizarre and delusional beliefs that Satan-controlled Jews were bringing immigrant invaders into the U.S. and other countries to kill white Christians. He said Bowers told him the attack on the synagogue was an unfortunate but unavoidable act in a war predicted in the end times in the book of Revelation, and that he was trying to stave off the destruction of humanity. Quote, he said if there was a nonviolent way, he would have used nonviolence. But the end days must happen. The tribulation must happen. He didn't want to do this. He had to do this. How can I turn my back on God? Corvin's testimony is at the heart of the defense case, that Bowers is schizophrenic and driven by delusions when he planned and executed the attack and remains delusional to this day. But U.S. Attorney Eric Olshan quoted other prosecution witnesses who challenged this, saying delusions must be generated from a person's own brain, and that Bowers simply latched on to beliefs which, though disgusting, are held by other white supremacists on the web platform Gab.com. Did you know everything he believes is on Gab, Olshan asked? There are things that are in Scripture, and there are things on that awful website. The way he puts them together is schizophrenic, Corvin said. Olshan continued to pick holes in the diagnosis of schizophrenia, pressing the government's case that Bowers is an intelligent person driven by hate, who knowingly and methodically planned and executed the attack. Corvin pointed to the jury and said, it doesn't matter what I think, it matters what they think. It may not have to do with schizophrenia, but you don't want that brain. I don't want that brain. Now, it was hoped that testimony would end today and that the defense would rest its case, but Bowers' uncle has just taken the stand and more witnesses will be testifying on Monday. Reporting at the U.S. Courthouse downtown, Andy Sheehan, KDKA News.